How about this right now? I'm at 47% of all odds out of MGM bets for the NFC Championship right now are in favor of the Detroit Lions. Man, what do you make of that right now? The Lions are the pick.
They're hot
for the NFC North.
Well,
NFC Championship.
We all said it, man. They're the scream. They're the national team right now. They're getting all that pub. The thing is, we want them to keep their heads down and play hard and do what they've been doing to get here. But it's great. And guys like Dre Bly, who we had on a couple of weeks ago, the cornerbacks coach, defensive backs coach, he spoke yesterday at Allen Park, and he kind of said that he was jealous of how good this team was last year coming up to it.
Because of how Dan moves, how he moves daily, the energy that he brings, it easily trickles down, right? And guys will run through a wall for a man like that. So, and I think he's assembled a staff that's very similar to that, right? He was my teammate here. Aaron, the way he moves, he is a perfectionist, right? And so, and the rest of the guys that we've added on the staff, I think we have a lot in common, man. And I'm excited to work with these guys.
And this is a guy that I tell you, we had him on the show. I've known Dre Bly since I was in college. I would talk to him. This is a guy that always would keep me focused. This is a guy that would reach out. Hey, Braylon, what's going on? You studying your playbook? Are you making sure you're making time for class schedule as well? What's going? Like, he's a guy that cares about his players, and he's a guy that wants to win. So I'm very excited that my brother Dre Bly is there. But the good thing about this, Maz, is everybody's talking about, and for me, I think I'll go two things. It's twofold on the numbers with the BetMGM. I think half of it is people really believe in the Detroit Lions. Half of it is like, yo, the Lions are back. Look at how they're structured. Look at what they did in the secondary. Look at what they have on the defensive line. Look at what they have on offense. Last year they finished top 5. So I think they really, truly believe in what the Lions can do. And the NFC, that's iffy anyway. Are the Eagles going to be the Eagles again this year? What's going to happen at quarterback for the 49ers? So there's real things there. On the other side, the average bet in BetMGM or FanDuel, it's a $5 bet. It's a $5 to make 25. It's $5 to make a sandwich. And you look at the Detroit Lions right now. Who shouldn't take a $25 bet on Lions at the beginning of the season?
Heck yeah!
Like, it's $25. Now you're going to spend that on a ton of other things. So $25 bet or a $10 bet at the beginning of the season, it could pay out big for the Lions.
And the thing is, you can bet the over/under on them too. 9.5 right now. They won 9 games last year, so they put the number right there, Vegas. And the over is getting slammed. I think that number will go up to 10 or even 10.5 by the time this season starts. So the numbers are going towards the Lions' way. And Dre Bly also spoke yesterday about when he was on the Lions back in the day. It ain't the same Lions that are right now. Check this out.
I'm a little jealous, right? Because just looking at how they finished last year, looking at, all the excitement they had on the field, looking at how much fun they was having with Dan and the rest of the coaching staff. They were on Hard Knocks. They was on TV. I mean, it's a lot of excitement, man. When I hear people talk about the Lions here in this community, just all across, football world, there's a lot of excitement, right? And me as a former player, that's something that you could wish to be a part of. And I didn't get a chance to experience some of that as a player. So it's pretty cool to be back on the other side and to see the drive that the guys have, the coaches, the camaraderie that we have up top, the group of men that Dan has been able to put together. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and look, and I understand where Dre
is. He's jealous.
But I understand where he's coming from. Look, in 2007 with the Cleveland Browns, we went 10-6, Maz. We were 7-1 at home. Maz, I repeat, we were 7-1 in Cleveland.
Sounds very familiar.
In Cleveland, 7-1, went 10-6. Hall of Fame, excuse me, it went too far. 6 Pro Bowl players did not get into the playoffs.
Hall of Famer on that line.
And 100%, and Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
When I saw Baker Mayfield in that 2020, when I saw that team get into the playoffs, I was like, come on.
Let me say something about Baker Mayfield.
I felt jealous,
though.
So I understand what he's saying.
I always go online. You know me.
I like some Baker talk.
I like getting the pullovers, and I like buying the guys stuff too.
Yeah.
So here I am. I'm on the clearance section of the NFL on Fanatics.
That's where his stuff belongs.
There is a Baker Mayfield Cleveland Browns color rush jersey. Take a guess at how much it's going for. This is a jersey. It's a replica, but it's a jersey.
$8.50.
$17.
I should have guessed my number.
Yep.
I was close.
I was going to buy it for Jeremy Then I'm like, maybe I'll buy it for Fletch.
You know, I just thought about what's $850. What's $850 plus $850?
$17.
Wow, I was close.
You were close.
I was close.
But I swear to God, I wanted to buy it so bad, but I did not pull the trigger.
You know why you didn't pull the trigger, man? Because if you bought that at Baker Mayfield jersey for $17 off the clearance rack, you'd be like, God dang it, Braylon has been right this whole time. Baker Mayfield is trash. And it would have been the realizing moment. So I understand why you didn't buy it. Man,
let's see what he does with the Bucks.
They brought him in to organically tank.
I know.
They're not going to give him any help.
Who wants to leave them, by the way?
Everybody.
Who's the latest guy that wants to leave them?
Devin White, the linebacker that I have been clamoring for.
Wow.
Did you hear my rant about Jack Campbell?
I did. You slow Iowa white guys.
He's a slow linebacker, okay? He just happens to be white. He could be 6'5" and slow and black. It doesn't matter. If you look at the linebackers in this day and age playing that position, these guys are 6'3", 6'2".
There aren't many big Iowa guys that come out
240, 240.
They're tight end though.
Well, 100%.
Tight end
and they got another one in Laporta.
Yeah.
Laporta's another damn good tight end. But I want to get back to something with the Lions real quick, if you don't mind.
I had to go on that Baker Mayfield thing.
I love it, and you see how I shut it down real quick.
I didn't buy it.
And I will always be doing that until he's done playing. Even when he's done playing, that would be our good fun to bring up and have some fun.
Gotta help him.
But just talking about the Lions real quick, everybody's talking about, and even Dre said it, hearing the noise about the success they had last year, hearing the noise about how good they are, hearing the noise about finishing 8-2 in the last 10 games, hearing the noise about burying Aaron Rodgers, hearing all that noise about how good Jared Goff played, hearing all that. People are worried that the Detroit Lions are going to hear that and they're not going to work hard this year. They're going to get complacent. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Lions haven't had success yet. They have not experienced success yet. Not enough to cause them, Maz, to be complacent, to cause them to be, and you know what? I'm good at where we are. They did not go to the playoffs last year. Nobody made the Pro Bowl last year in terms of all out starting in the Pro Bowl or backing up in the Pro Bowl. There was some alternate selections for the Pro Bowl. Nobody made All-Pro last year. Nobody got a playoff win last year. Nobody got a playoff check last year. So by that standard, these guys aren't approaching this offseason like, oh man, we're really doing something. They're really talking about it. These guys know they still haven't done anything, so these guys are busting their ass right down the street in Allen Park, and they're getting ready for a hell of a 2023 season.
I don't think Dan Campbell or Aaron Glenn will allow them to be complacent. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson will not let that offense read their clippings. Dan Campbell is made for this job, and again, happy birthday to him, 47 years old today. The Lions I just can't wait for the season. Yeah. And first of all, let's cross that bridge. Let's get to the draft, right?
True.
We got Scott Bischoff coming up in just a bit. But I'm so looking forward to next Thursday. Or is it 2 Thursdays from now?
2 Thursdays from now.
2 Thursdays.
Look at you. You're getting excited.
I know.
2 Thursdays.
I know.
But another angle too, and Dre Black talked about just being excited about the coaching staff here. That's another thing where you can be excited that the Lions are going to have success. Because everybody on the coaching staff is trying to move up too. This ain't back in the day where just the players are trying to get new deals. The players are trying to, potentially get sought after by other teams and get paid. No. Ben Johnson's trying to be a head coach. So he's going to put on display the best performance he can see. Aaron Glenn already told us 2.5 years ago that he wanted to be the best defensive coordinator in Detroit Lions history. That's what he's trying to do. Other coaches are like, hey, how do I get my field so that I can go somewhere and maybe elevate myself from a position coach to a coordinator? Like, that's what the coaches are doing as well. So I think that's going to help the Lions and players have a successful season.
The only reason Deuce Staley left here to go to Carolina was to be closer to his family, and I think his mother was ailing at the time. Yeah. And they got John Fox here, man. John Fox could have went to a lot of teams, but he comes in here as the senior defensive assistant, and he is happy to be here. He said he'd basically run through a wall for Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn. So he's a good man. Super Bowl coach.
And this is a Super Bowl, and this is coming from M Live Sports. I've elected not to go back to Indy, and I was kind of looking around, and it was, and the way I'm reading this right now is because the reading is so far. Dan and Aaron Glenn, both who I have great respect for. Ryan Ermanni talks about it all the time. Thank you for that, Fletch. Is it's the relationships you build through life. The relationships bring you to a place. But the thing I like about this before we go to commercial is, check this out. Scott Bishop's on the phone, so we're going to go to a quick commercial break so we can bring him in. But the thing I like about this is players are clamoring at the bit to get to play for Dan Campbell. Players are chomping at the bit to play for Dan Campbell, David Montgomery. So speaking of guarding, tell me about guarding Larry.